Zoe Alvarez, and I'm going to be sharing my high school experience through my senior capstone project. I designed my project to be split up into 6 equal topics. The first topic is all about me. The second includes the intended student outcomes, which are faith, scholarship, and community. And lastly, I will discuss my plans for the future. As you can read on the slide above, I first transferred to Notre Dame my sophomore year of high school and was not expecting to get as involved as I did. I am currently involved in ASB and peer ministry, and I have also played 4 sports offered on campus. Aside from extracurricular activities, I have also received Principal's Honor Roll for all 3 years of attendance. Next, we will be moving on to the intended student outcomes, and I will first begin with the topic of faith. During this section of my presentation, I will explain how my faith has grown and changed throughout high school. The first key event I want to touch upon is the peer ministry retreat I went on sophomore year. At this point in time, I was a new student and no one knew who I was or my story. This retreat in particular was focused around the concept of Mother Mary and mothers in general. During this time, my mother passed away just a year before, so I wasn't really comfortable talking about it. However, this was so monumental in my spiritual life because I realized that God was there for me, and I realized that the people and faculty of Notre Dame would also be there for me along my journey. The next key event I want to touch upon is joining peer ministry and being able to share my testimony a series of 3 times. I shared my testimony both junior year to my peer ministry class, as well as the Kairos retreat senior year, and lastly the Diocesan in-service day. All 3 times I shared my testimony, I really realized that God was using me to help others just as others had been lights in my spiritual journey and helped me along the way. And this gave me the knowledge and courage to realize that I could also be a leader. My spiritual life progressed in a series of steps. Step 1 was first accepting that I couldn't do everything by myself, and that led me to step 2, which was looking for outlets in my school that would help me in my spiritual life and just my life in general. Step 3 was joining ASB and peer ministry, and step 4 was learning that anyone could be a leader when called upon by God. The next topic I will be discussing is scholarship and how Notre Dame prepared me for my education after high school. Like most seniors, I have changed greatly as a student. From when I learned how to push myself outside of my comfort zone when it comes to choosing classes. My time management skills have greatly improved due to my involvement on and off campus. I also apply myself to my full potential to receive overall satisfaction to know I did well in a class. I also learned that I want to make myself proud as well as my teachers. The 2 events that caused me to become better prepared for college were my sophomore year speech class because it pushed me outside my comfort zone, and junior year because of the overall workload. Sophomore year was my first year at Notre Dame, but little did I know my sophomore year speech class would make me into the person I am and better prepare me for college. When I first came to Notre Dame, I often had trouble with public speaking, and I did not like talking in front of large groups of people, especially in a class setting, because I felt as though I would sound dumb or someone would be judging me. But as you can see in these clips, I became more confident in myself, and now I'm able to talk in front of people freely and with ease. My junior year of high school at ND was by far the most beneficial to me as a student and as a person. Overall, this school year was pretty tough because I took all honors and AP classes, I played 3 sports, and I was involved in ASB and peer ministry and Key Club. Overall, I had a pretty hectic year, but thanks to the support from my teachers, my friends, and my parents, I have that support system that I needed, and I know I will have in college that will help me succeed in the future. One key event that stood out to me was the first time I got 100%, as you can see in this clip, on a pre-cal test. Me and Jenna were enthused, and that gave me the motivation to know that I could do things outside of my comfort zone. Another key event that happened junior year was when I was in Mr. Beachco's room studying for the bone practical, and I broke down crying because I couldn't memorize the material. He was there for me and told me that I'm smart enough and I can do this, I just needed to relax. Because of those lessons, I know that I can take on a hectic schedule in college and I will be okay. The next topic I'm going to be focusing on is the community of Notre Dame and how I was involved in it. Before coming to Notre Dame, I didn't realize that a school could be a community, but it's not just a community, it's a family. This is my family, all the students that turned into my best friends, all the teachers that turned into my mentors, and all the times that I shared at this school are now memories that I'm going to hold in my heart for as long as I live. This school has taught me so much, but more importantly, it showed me the value of community. 2 events that really stood out to me that showed me that Notre Dame is a community is when I had my first surgery sophomore year. As many of you know, I've had multiple surgeries because I've torn my ACL due to soccer. But each time I had surgery, the students were there for me, and that's something I will value for the rest of my life. And it wasn't just the students that were there. The teachers were also understanding of my situation and were always there to check up on me and make sure I was okay. Another event that stood out to me was when I went to the sophomore retreat and everybody found out that my mother passed away. They didn't care about my story, they just wanted to come for me and be there for me. This is somewhere that I go to school, but it is a home. It's a home away from home. Notre Dame is my home, and I know I can always come back there if I ever need to. And all the teachers and faculty will open their arms and give me the biggest hug because they know that we are a community and we will always be a family. Now that my time at Notre Dame is over, I'm happy to announce where I will be attending college. For the next 4 years, I will be attending the University of Redlands on an academic scholarship. I got a scholarship for $34,000 for all 4 years. However, I would originally have a balance of $13,000 per year. But with the Cal Grant I was granted, I will have all of my tuition paid for. My intended major is psychology, and my career goal is undecided as of now. But I am interested in children's therapy, occupational therapy, and lastly, teaching. I would like to end my presentation by saying thank you. Thank you to your teachers for making Notre Dame truly a home and somewhere I love to go to every day. I know the school year did not go how us seniors wanted, but we always know that we can go back to Notre Dame if we ever need to. The bonds we created with our teachers here showed us students that we can truly succeed in college. And for me personally, I know that the lessons that I learned at Notre Dame will stay with me forever. So one last time I would like to say, thank you for making my high school experience the best it could be.